I've lived in Thailand for the past 2 years of my life, and recently I've decided to leave. And in this video, I'm going to explain why I decided to leave, and I'm also going to tell you where I've decided to live next. I'm currently in, if you couldn't tell, Medellin, Colombia, but I'm actually not going to be living here. It's going to be somewhere else. But anyway, without further ado, let's just hit a muscle up before we do this. That was a good one. Let's get into it. So I'm going to explain some of the personal reasons why I decided to leave Bangkok, and then I'm going to get into the more universal reasons why somebody might decide to not live in Thailand based on what it's like there. So if you know anything about me in this channel, you'll know that I optimize heavily for improvements in my business, my health, my relationships, and I was starting to feel like many areas of my life were becoming stagnant in Thailand. And I think that's because the thing is with Thailand is that you can be and do pretty much whatever you want. Like the word Thailand literally means free, like land of the free. So it's just one of those things where you can completely customize your reality. Now, you could argue this both ways. Well, if you can completely customize your reality, why don't you push it forward? Why isn't it something that you're, actively pursuing these more ambitious improvements you want to make in your life? And that is a very, very good point, which I'm going to get into towards the end of the video, and sort of what I'm deciding to do with my life and where I'm deciding to live. But equally, in Thailand, you can just chill out. If you really want to, you can live off 1 to 2K per month. You can do very little with your day. You can just, train, go to the beach, chill out, or go to the malls in Bangkok. It is completely customized reality, which in some ways is good and in other ways can be bad. Another big reason why I decided to leave Thailand, particularly Bangkok, was for my health. I assume that it's not healthy to constantly be living in a big, smoggy, smelly city, sat in traffic on the back of a grab bike, getting fumes blasted in your face from buses and cars. I don't think we should be doing that all the time, so that's why I'm here in Medellin. Not that Medellin is much better for pollution. I actually did some research on that, but there's certainly a lot more greenery. I'm certainly getting out in nature a lot more. I feel a bit more connected to Earth. Whereas in Bangkok, it is very much cyberpunk city, which I'm battling between, okay, do I want to live in nature or do I want to go full cyberpunk life? And anyway, I'm going to reveal what I'm going to do at the end. Oh yeah, also check this out. This is the rooftop jacuzzi in this place that I'm living in Medellin at the moment. They've got a sauna, ice bath. Pretty dialed. Another reason why I decided to leave Thailand is just because I felt like I should. So many of my friends had left Thailand, gone to different places like Dubai, here in Medellin, Bali, places in America, places in Europe, and everybody's kind of like trying to pull you in these different directions because they didn't really mess with Bangkok that much. Like a portion of my friends didn't. Obviously, a lot of them still do. And they've then gone on to found their place that's just like the perfect setup for them. They feel amazing, they feel super clear, their business is thriving and growing, and they're just having a better experience. Therefore, their conviction in that place is just so high. And it's so easy to get sucked into that if you're somebody who's planning on traveling the world and you're seeing all these things on social media, you're seeing people in Dubai on Instagram and TikTok, you're gonna get pulled in all these different directions. But I promise you right now, and this is the realization that I've had coming here, and one that I kind of felt like I should have already known, that it doesn't matter where you are in the world, it's all internal. It's all within you that you need to be able to manage if you're going to be living this lifestyle of traveling, living abroad, doing what we're doing. So yeah, to be honest, I'm a little bit ashamed to say that I've allowed other people's conviction in leaving Bangkok being a good idea very much influence my decision to come here to Colombia and go and check out Miami like we did in the previous video, and to plan on going to other places as well. And I honestly don't want to live my life like that. I started my online business. I started living this life because I want to do what I want, when I want, with who I want. And that's got to come from me in a sense and not be influenced by other people. Otherwise, for me at least, it doesn't feel as free doing it that way. I'm very much a control freak on my own life and my own circumstances. And that is probably a bad thing in some ways, because I imagine that from the outside looking in, it's holding me back. My friends know me well. They can probably see how me being this way is holding me back. But also at the same time, it's what's got me this far. It's what's helped me move out abroad and be able to live wherever I want, fly business class, hire my brother, earn silly amounts of money at a young age. So yeah, it's not like it's broken, Anyway, let's save the Talmud therapy session for another video. I want to talk about some of the more universal reasons why you might not want to go to Thailand, or why you might end up wanting to leave if you do go there. Main one being social aspect. A lot of people move to Thailand and get incredibly lonely. I see a lot of posts on Reddit where people have been living there for a long period of time and have not managed to find friends yet. Maybe you're watching this video and you're feeling the same way. it's very difficult if you're moving to a new culture and you're getting this big learning curve of just day-to-day life to then also function creating these new relationships. That's a factor. Another factor is going to be nonces. You are going to see weird, creepy old men with young girls. It's just one of the things that happens in Thailand. Is what it is. Dating dynamics. You might not like the way that the Asian dating dynamic works, or particularly the Thailand dating dynamic. It's not for everybody. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm an expert on dating, but there is an element of it which is a little bit more transactional. I personally like the Asian dating culture. I like how you get looked after. I like the way the relationship runs. I like how supportive my Thai partner is of me. That is something that I just, I'm a fan of. It's very convenient and it just works for me. But I can understand why you might come to somewhere like Thailand and feel like you're lacking connection with potential romantic partners. What else? What else? It's so hard to talk about this, man, because Thailand's awesome. I fucking love it in Thailand. It's really tough. I'm like a Thailand glazer through and through. If you're somebody who's incredibly ambitious and you want to connect with a higher level network, you might find that a little bit more difficult in Bangkok. And it's not because they're not there, it's just because you have to spend a lot more time navigating the place in order to meet those people. Whereas here in even Medellin, Colombia, everybody that I've met here, especially living in this building, is ahead of me in business, which is insane. So I've just been getting value dropped on me left, right and center. I've been going back down to my room and working even harder because I do feel inspired. I wasn't really getting that as much in Thailand. Again, not because it's not there, just because it's kind of like all levels of people there, so it's harder to come by. Or at least you have to work at the relationships to actually be in those circles a bit more. I'm going to reveal where I'm going to be living moving forward. Before I do though, check this view out. This isn't going to be forever because I'm not going to be living here. So wow. Right, let's reveal this. Before I do this reveal, subscribe to this channel if you found this video useful, entertaining, valuable. But anyway, let me tell you where I'm going. We're going back, baby. We're going back to Thailand. I'm not fucking leaving. Sure, Thailand has its negatives, it has its downsides, which I've explained in this video today, and that's just from my perspective. I'm not sure if it's my forever home. I don't think I'll be in Thailand for the rest of my life. I doubt that will be the case. But right now, at this stage, I believe that is where I will be the most fulfilled. It's where I'll feel the most free. It's where I'll be able to get the maximum output out of life. For me, I'm not saying it's got to be the same for everybody else at all. I can see how the guys that live here in Colombia maximize their life. The whole point of like life maxing is to squeeze the juice out of life and squeeze every ounce of enjoyment and fulfillment that you possibly can, an adventure that you can get. And for me, Thailand has the most of that. It also has access to a ton of other like DLC adventures, going to other parts of Asia. I want to go to China. I want to go to Japan. I want to go to Korea. I want to go back to Bali. There's so many other places. I want to go to the Middle East, right? There's all those different areas of the world that I want to go to as well. And on top of that, I can have a really convenient home base in Thailand. Will I come back to this side of the world in Colombia and America? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I will. I will come back to America. I will come back to South America. I want to learn Spanish before coming here. I want to be like at least conversational so that I can fully dive into the culture and fully appreciate it, for a short period of time. I don't want to have to be here months and months on end to appreciate the culture to the extent that I want to, right? So yeah, I would definitely want to learn Spanish before coming back to South America. I'm going to be going to the US as well. But that's me, guys. That's me. One last thing I want to say before I end this video is that I'm still going to be in Colombia for a bit first before I do go back to Thailand. So we are going to have a bunch of Colombia-based vlogs and content coming up. I'm going to try and smash loads out. So if there's anything in particular you want to see, put it in the comments. And yeah, subscribe. See you in a bit.